In this video tutorial, I'm going to walk you step by step on how to trade futures on Binance and be able to turn your $7, your $10, your $20 to at least $1,000 with consistency and good risk management. And if you follow everything that I'm going to show you in this video, even if you're a complete beginner, believe me, you'll start making money the next minute. So before we go further, guys, currently in Nigeria, you cannot use P2P on Binance. So if you want to deposit money into Binance by converting your fiat into crypto or converting your crypto into fiat, that won't be possible at the moment if you're in Nigeria. So we always recommend that you use Bybit. And in order to sign up on Bybit, because Bybit is all encompassing, you can do your withdrawals, your deposit via P2P, all of that using the Bybit app. So in order to sign up for a Bybit account and be able to send the money you're making from Binance to your bank account directly, use the link in the video description. So with that being said, if you want to learn more, you want to take advantage of all of our free signals, the link to join us on Telegram will be in the video description, or you can check out my bio for that. So the first thing you want to do, this video tutorial, I'm using the Binance mobile app. So open up your Binance mobile app, and once you open up your app, the first thing you want to do, you will see at the top here where these three lines are. This is your Binance profile icon. So click on it. Once you click on it, it brings you here. Down here, you see where it says Binance Lite. So make sure that if your account is showing Binance Pro right here, click on it and switch, because it means automatically you are on the Binance Lite option. So click on it and switch from Binance Lite to Binance Pro, right? So if I click on it, it means that I'll be switching from Binance Pro to Binance Lite. So that the reason for doing this is so you'll be able to follow all the steps that I'm going to show you. Because if you're on Binance Lite and I'm doing this tutorial using Binance Pro, you will not be able to understand anything. Then after that, remember, there are other things here which I'm not going to go through, but we are going to focus on the features option, because that is what I want to show you in this video. But before we focus on the features option, I want you to pay attention to this AI trending tab right here. Maybe this will not be available on yours, right? But this will show me always the trending tabs. This can be edited anyways. I'll make another video tutorial showing you how to get this on the home page of your Binance. But that's what I want to pay attention. I want you to pay attention to, because there are some tokens here that we're going to be trading. You see where it says AI trending tokens. You see all of the tokens doing very well right here. But with that, let's go to the features option and click on it. Now, once we click on the features option, I want to believe that you already have your funds right here. If you don't know how to get your funds directly into the Binance features account, all you just need to do is to click on this arrow, these two arrows facing each other or facing the opposite direction. Click on it. And once you click on that arrow, you'll see where it says transfer. We are transferring from spot to our USDM features. This is the one you want to. So you are transferring USDT. You just click on Max. I already funded my account. So, and how do you get your funds into Binance? All you just need is go to asset, and then you go to where it say add funds, and then you click on on-chain deposit. This is the only option that is available for you if you're in Nigeria or some other African countries where Binance P2P is not supported. So click on on-chain deposit, and you will copy your USDT address. Just go ahead and click on USDT, and you can use any of this chain. I normally use the BSC chain. So once you click on it, go ahead and click on this option to copy. You see that the address has been copied. Then you can go to Bybit, where you buy your crypto using P2P, and then send that money using the same BSC chain. Send it to this address, and the funds will be in your wallet. And once it is in your wallet, you go to features, you click on this option right here, and then you transfer from here to your features account, right? So once that is done, you will have your money right there. Now, to show you that what I'm actually going to teach you here is possible, I want you to come to this option. If you want to see your trade history, you go to this option and click on it. And once you click on it, you see different tabs at the top here. We want to go to position history. And once you go to position history, this is a trade I recently took. What I deposited to my account was $7 to start with, and then I entered the trade with the whole of that capital. And as you can see right here, guys, we made $10 from that $7 deposited into our account. If you want to see, we made over 250% return on that trade. So that's what exactly I'm going to show. I'm showing you the strategy that I use for this. All right. So once you are here at the top, you will see different menus. If you are going to be trading, if what you have is USDT and you want to buy and sell, you want to long and short, you make sure that you are on the USD futures. This is the one you want to use. If what you have is BTC, Dogecoin, Ethereum, and you want to trade, you want to use your BTC or your Ethereum, and then when you make profit, you make the same BTC or Ethereum, or when you lose money, you lose the same thing, you go to the coin futures. So if you come in here, you see where it says BTC balance is 0. If I select any other token right here, whether it is Ethereum or any other token I select here, it will always tell you the token right here. But if I go to the futures, you see that it says USDT. So here we need USDT to trade, while here you need the coin that you want to trade itself. So if it is BTC, it means that each time I change the coin, right, each time I change either from BTC, USD, Ethereum, USD, I need Ethereum. If I change to link, I need a link. If I change to BNB, I need BNB. That is what you are trading in. That token is the token you are using as the underlying asset. So the coin future, that is what it does. And then we have option, we have smart, and it goes on. But our focus is on the USD futures because we want to trade with USDT. So once you click on that, the first thing you want to do when you're trading is to select a token, right? You just click on where you have the BTC USDT and select a token right here, and you can go ahead and analyze that token and take a trade. So I'll just walk you through this interface. Then we go to how to know when to buy, when to sell, when to long, when to short, where to take your profit, where to set your stop losses. We'll go into those details in a moment, but here you select your coin. Once you select your coin, the next thing you want to do, this here is your order book. So you will see limit orders, people who want to buy. Some persons want to buy, as you can see, 3 BTC, 101.75. You see all these numbers. These are the people who want to sell BTC. And then the green tab is those who want to buy. You will see their orders on the order book right here. And the way this is useful is if, for instance, you are trading a token you are not sure of, and the volume on that token is not much, you want to pay attention to the number of orders that people are buying and selling on the order book, so that you will not become, let's say you come to a market and you want to put in like 1,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 in a trade, and then the orders, you are going to buy millions of those tokens, for instance, and you are seeing just 10, 20 or 100 on the order book. It means that if you buy, you'll be a victim of slippage, right? It means if I've decided to buy at 87, at the end of the day, your entering price will now be maybe 80,000. That's basically how you use this order book. But always pay attention to this when you are trading tokens that are not either BTC or Ethereum, because majority of the liquidity or the money is in BTC and Ethereum. So when you are trading, you don't really need this, but you still need it anyways if you are going to be trading millions of dollars worth of this token. So after that, this is the order book. Then you go to the margin mode. Margin mode is, we have two margin mode. We have cross margin and then we have isolated margin. So mine is on cross margin, and if I click on it, you have the option to switch from cross to isolated. Now let me explain. Cross margin, if I have $1,000 inside my futures trading account, inside the futures trading account, not my entire Binance account, and I go ahead and enter a trade with $5, if I'm using cross margin and I refuse to use proper risk management by putting stop loss and all of that, if that market goes against me and I get liquidated, I will lose the whole of the $1,000. Now, another thing is, if I don't use stop loss, or like keep adjusting my stop loss and the market continue to go against me, remember I entered that trade with $5 or $50. As it continues to go against me, I'll be losing more money than I should have. Okay, because I'm using cross margin, because I did not put stop loss, because I allowed the trade to liquidate me, so I will lose the whole money. It means that when you use cross margin, you are risking the whole of your capital in a single trade, the whole of your futures account capital in that particular trade. But one good thing with cross margin is that when a trade is going in your favor, when you see those unrealized profit or unrealized PNL, you can use them to re-enter another trade or use them to buy another contract, and it goes on, right? That's the beauty about cross margin. Then if you click on it, isolated margin, What it simply means is very simple. If I have $1,000 here and I enter a trade with $5, it is only that $5 that is at stake. And this is what I recommend for new users, for people who are completely new in this space, because it's not as if some of you don't know how to trade, but the problem is managing risks. That's what the issue is. Because a lot of you always say, I didn't use stop loss, or I forgot to use stop loss. And that is how you get liquidated. So in this case, if you enter a trade $5 and you get liquidated, you only lose that $5. So always make sure that you're using the isolated margin. Then the next one is the profit and loss multiplier, which is the leverage. This one right here, the leverage. So this is where you can multiply your profit quickly, and then you can, equally multiply your losses quickly as well. So for BTC on the Binance exchange, you see that we can go from as low as 1x leverage to 150x leverage. But guys, this thing can kill. So always make sure that you are on the lowest leverage possible, right? So you go ahead and click. I always recommend you take between 5 to, let's say, from 3 to 10x leverage, guys. Don't use more than that. Always use from 3 to 10x leverage. Don't use more than that, right? So this is where you adjust that leverage. If you just click on it, you can adjust it to use higher leverage or lower leverage. And after that, the next thing is we are always using the open option. We don't go to the close option. Close option is you have a trade that is running already and you want to close those trade, maybe a long trade or a short trade. This is where you adjust that, but you always be here because we are using stop losses and take profit to control our trade, or we can manually close it, right? So always be on the open option right here. After that, the next thing is the order type. If I click on it on Binance, we have a lot of order types here. We have limit order, we have post only, we have market order, we have stop limit, we have stop market, we have conditional, we have trailing stop, we have the TWAP, and then we have the scaled order. So all of these orders, or all these order types, all work differently, right? They all work differently, and I've made videos of individual order types. If you check out my Binance playlist, you will see all of that there. But the one you will use most of the time is limit and market order, right? If I click on market order, it means, you see, I clicked on market order. It didn't give me the option to enter a price. So if I just go ahead and, use this slider to say, I want to use 50% of my account balance of my portfolio right here, 50% of the capital I have here. Okay, I'll just go ahead and click on TP, set my TP, and then click on open long or open short, and immediately I'm in that market. So what market order means is that once I click open long or open short, it enters immediately with the current market price. That's just basically what that means. And then for limit order, you click on it. Now, limit order is you have the option. You see that I have the option to enter my price right here. So if I go ahead and click on that, I can actually, so I want to buy BTC when it gets to 85,000, right? So I can go ahead and enter that and then say what I want to use, 100% of my capital or 50% of my capital, whatever. I can just go ahead and drag the slider and use it the way I want, and then send my TP and SL and go ahead and open a trade. So if I go ahead and open, okay, 170, yeah, so it's telling me there's a minimum. All right, so I've gotten that. So I just go ahead and click on confirm, and voila, my trade has been placed. Now, because it is a limit order and the price we want to buy is still very much lower than the current market price, that order will be placed, and you see it where it says open orders. If I click on that, this is the order we just placed. So this order will be pending here until BTC gets to $85,000. If BTC doesn't get to $85,000, this order will not be triggered. And the best part is you don't need to be online for this to trigger. Whether you are sleeping or you are offline for 10 days, once BTC goes down to 85,000, your order will automatically be triggered. And since it is an open long order, if the market start going up, right, we'll now start making profit. But if it continues to go down below 85, we'll start making losses, right? So that's how the limit order works. But here is the twist with the limit order. The way limit order works is if I want to buy, which is why they now have this stop limit, stop market, and the rest, right? If I want to buy with limit order and I go ahead and set a limit order, if I want to open long, if I'm predicting that the market is going up and I go ahead and say I want to buy when the market gets to 88,000, remember that the market is currently at 87. Binance will automatically trigger that order at market price. The whole essence is they are saying you don't need to wait until this market gets to 88 because it is cheaper now, so buy right now. So when you are using limit order, you cannot set a limit order to buy at a price that is higher than the current market price. Likewise, when you are selling, you cannot set a limit order to sell at a price that is lower than the current market price. So that is one thing I want you to understand, right? Now, with that being said, the next thing we want to do right here is where it says the TPSL option. My own is checked. If I go ahead and uncheck that, you see that it disappears. So before you enter any trade, you want to make sure that you click on the TP and SL option and you put your TP and you put your SL, your stop loss, your take profit, and before you go ahead and open either long or open a short trade. This is very, very important because it will help you. Just like I said, if you set your orders and they did not trigger immediately, even if you go offline, they will trigger when those conditions are met. And when it triggers, you are not there. Is either you get stopped at if the market continues to go against you, or you make profit if the market goes in your favor, right? If you don't set this limit order, you come back surprisingly and then market is against you, right? Then when your orders triggers, you will see them here on the position option, and when they are pending, you will see them all here. Your stop loss, your TPs, all of them will be pending under the open order type. And when you take a trade, just like I showed you previously, you want to look at the trade history. You click on this icon right here, and once you click on that icon, you can look at your open orders, your order history, you can look at your position history. All of this, you will see them right here. Okay, so with that being said, that is everything you need to know when it comes to taking a trade using or trading futures using Binance. Now, the other aspect is, how do you know when you want to buy, when to sell, where to set your stop loss, where to set your take profit? That is exactly what I want to show you right now. And I'm showing you a strategy that I used to turn my $7 to $17, and how I intend to increase that going forward. So the next thing you want to do is, first, remember I told you about this tab right here. Okay, let me know if you want to know how to add this tab on your homepage. Just let me know. I told you about this tab, and if I go ahead and click on this arrow in front of it, it brings me here and it tells you the token that are currently trending. And one of those tokens that is trending is 𝗘𝗏. 𝗘𝗏 is one of the AI tokens, related tokens, and you can see that 𝗘𝗏 for the past 24 hours is up already by 31%, right? And then we have other tokens as well. Another way you can get to this is if I go to the features option, and here where it says select token, if I click on it, by default it will rank this according to volume traded and the rest. So if I go to this 24 hours change option and click on it once, it will give me all the tokens that are doing very well right now, all the top gainers. So you can see RVV is up already by 80-something percent, 𝗘𝗏 is up by 30-something percent, and it goes on. NTRN, you can see that one too. All right, now if I click on that 24 hours change again, it gives me all the top losers. You see this particular token right here is down already by about 20-something percent, and it goes on, right? And then if I click on it again the third time, it brings me back to where we started from. So I want to always click on it, and I'm looking at these tokens. These ones that are trending, it means if you check here, you see the volume for this particular token, 200 and something million. You see 𝗘𝗏 about 178 million, and it goes on, right? So the volume is actually high, and it means there is something that is happening, that people are buying and selling this token that we don't know. So I want to go, I can start with RVV or I go with 𝗘𝗏. So I just go ahead and click on 𝗘𝗏, and when I click on this particular token, what happened? The next thing is to click on this candle icon right here. You see this candle icon, click on it, and that will take us to where we can chart, right? Where we can use the chart to analyze this token. And I use just 2 indicators. By default on the app, you have default indicators that you can use. So right here, you see these are the default indicators. And if I slide, okay, to my right, you see to show you all the default indicators that are available right here. But the ones that I highlighted is the one you see on my chart. I'm using the EMA and I'm using the RSI. Okay, all these other ones that are gray that are not, they are not in use. So the two indicators that I use are the EMA and then the RSI, and I'll show you how to set it up. If you click on the EMA, by default yours will be showing maybe 3 or 4 lines on the chart, but I'm going to show you how to set that to just the one that I use. And I'm currently on the higher time frame, and you can see this impulsive move to the upside, and we are good. So what I want to do, because I always want to scalp when the token is actually trending at the moment, I'll go to the 15 minutes time frame. And once I go to the 15 minutes time frame, guys, this is what I look at. See this moving average line here? It started just pointing up. Immediately this market started moving up. You can see now when the market pumps like this, there is always a possibility that there will be a pullback. Now when that pullback happens, that is when the EMA comes in play. And on the 15 minutes time frame, you will see that EMA is always used as support. You see market pull back here, and then it went up right here. So right here, I would have made small profits from here. All right, let me show you what I would have made here. So let's say the market came down to somewhere around here. Now, if you click and hold on the chart, this line will come up, right? Click and hold on the chart, this line will come up. So this is where we came to touch that EMA and bounce. So let's say we have entered a trade just around this 0.1453. All right, and then the market now bounced from here. Okay, from that EMA it bounced to around 154. Let me show you how much we would have made. So when it came to that EMA, what we would have done is to come to limit, okay, and say if we have entered a trade around 1453, right? I guess let's cancel this other pending order right here. Let's cancel this so that because I normally enter trades with all of my capital and I take one trade at a time, right? So 1453, and then I go ahead and enter my trade, the whole of my capital here. You see 100%, and then the profit market went up to 0.154 or thereabout. You can see how much we would have made in this, right? So if the market has gone up there, you can see how much we would have made, and then we would have put our stop loss just slightly below that moving average, maybe around 0.14. So we can see 0.14 right there. And if I want to see more, you can see what it shows you here. If you click on the advanced option, right, this pops up. Now, once you click on the advanced option, this pops up. And when this pop up, you will see right here on the open long option, we want our TP to be 154. You see how much we would have made if that market has gone just entering that trade. Okay, and 140, this is how much we would have lost in that trade. So you see here, right? This is how much we would have made by that bounce that this market bounced from that moving average there. Right now, because I'm scalping, I don't wait for the market to give me the whole money in the world, right? Because I'm scalping, right? Because I'm scalping, as long as I'm getting 10%, 20% and above using my 10-20x leverage, I am good. And what I do is first I close half of my trade, move my stop loss slightly above, entering, and then I allow the remaining one to run. So is either I break even or I continues to go up and I continue to secure profit, right? And at that point in time, where market came in here to confirm that this will actually go well for me, okay, maybe give me around 80 to 30, let's say 70 to 80% chance of going in my favor. I'll confirm that using the RSI, and you can see right here. If I click and hold on my chart again, this line will appear. This is my RSI right here. So when RSI came down to this level, now when I hover over the RSI, there's something I want you to pay attention to. Okay, the numbers right here. So if I move the RSI, the line again, click and hold on your chart, and I move it right here, you see that those numbers will change. And remember, all right, when these numbers changes, you see when RSI is below, 30, it means that the market is what is oversold. And then when RSI is above 70, if I click and hold again and drag, when RSI is above 70, you see it will tell you that market is the market is overbought. So there's a possibility that this market will start coming down. And that is exactly what you see here. So how do you set up this RSI and then the moving average? The first thing you want to do, once you are here, you'll see this icon right here. So go ahead and click on it. And once you click on it, these are all the options you have here. But remember, we are doing indicators. So we'll just click on indicators. And once we click on indicators, you'll see EMA. The moving average that I'm using is this one, EMA. Go ahead and click on it. And once you click on it, by default, there are multiple of these that will be selected like this. Okay, so go ahead and check on it to unselect it and leave only one. And on that one where it says value, make sure you change the value to 25. And once you change it to 25, you can change the color to whatever you like. And then you go ahead, and if you want it to be thicker, you can increase the thickness right here. And you just go ahead and click on confirm. Then the next thing is the RSI. RSI 2 is going to show multiple lines. So you scroll down until you see where it says relative strength index RSI. Go ahead and click on it and uncheck any other one that is checked here, and change the color to whatever you want, and then you click on confirm. And that is how you set up the indicators. And once you set up the indicators, remember, once again, when the market first, I look for tokens that are trending, tokens that are on the top gainers list. And because the market has pumped, I'll wait for a pullback. Now, that pullback, I can equally scalp the pullback, most especially when RSI is telling me that the market at that point is at the overbought level. So once I see any sign that the market is going to pull back with wicks at the top and the rest, another thing I look at is candlestick pattern. Maybe I get like let's say like an engulfing candle, I get like a pin bar candle. We'll talk about that in subsequent videos, right? I'll go ahead and start looking for a sell and do 10-20% of my capital, and I'm out. Then when the market comes to the EMA and start bouncing, I want to equally see that the RSI 2 has retraced either to the 50 level or below that level. So just to wrap it up, right? So first I look for tokens that are trending, and because they are trending, definitely you'll see it with my moving average showing me that this market is trending upward, as you can see, and then the candlesticks will be on top. So the moving average becomes a support. And what I'm looking at, if I want to continue with the trend, I look for a pullback to that moving average on the 15 minutes time frame. And once market bounce from there, I want to equally confirm that with the RSI, that RSI is equally either to the 50 level or below 30. And that will give me an insight that I'm going to buy. And when I buy, I'm just looking for 10, 20, 30% of my capital, and then I will secure by closing half of the trade, move stop loss above entry, and then hold the remaining one. And if I see this early when market is pulling back, another thing I will use to confirm that is candlestick patterns, looking for let's say on the 5 minutes time frame, I'm looking for engulfing candles, I'm looking for things like pin bar candles and all of that. I'll go ahead and enter a trade, and 10-20% of my capital, I am out, I secure profit, most stop loss, and it goes on, right? But if I want to join the trend, let this moving average becomes a support. As long as the market is trending upward, the moving average becomes a support. And if the market is trending downward, right, you want to see the moving average serving as a resistance, all right, as you can see right here. So candlesticks are below moving average, and then it bounces back to that moving average. Moving average became a resistance, and then market continued to drop down. So that's how I use this. And just to back it up, I will always look at when my RSI is at the overbought level, and then when it is at the oversold level, and I'll continue to trade according to the trend that the moving average is giving me. So that's how you can actually grow your $10, $20, $1,000 just looking and patiently waiting for the market to play out, for your setup to play out. That is it for this video, guys. If you have gained value from the video, smash that like button, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you have not done that already, and then do me a favor by sharing this with every other person that is interested in learning crypto trading. And if you want to learn more, join us on Telegram. The link will be in the video description. That is it for this video, guys, and I'll see you in my next video.